We're talking about automatic boat latches. If you're a solo boater, these latches can make launching and loading your boat onto your trailer much safer and easier to use without getting wet or having to lean over precariously over the bow to hook and unhook the winch straps on your boat. There are two primary products on the market that we're going to talk about today. First, the Drotto Catch and Release, and two, the Ramping Clamp by Boat to Trailer. Now, you might be wondering, what's the difference between them and which one did I choose? Interestingly, the Boat to Trailer company has an extensive knowledge of both products. They actually sold the Drotto boat latch to their customers up until 2022, but then they decided to go in a new direction. Boat to Trailer now manufactures and offers their own product, the Ramping Clamp automatic boat latch system, whereas Drotto now is the only retailer of their own product, and then they sell in retail stores. So let's compare each one. From a price comparison perspective, the Boat to Trailer Ramping Clamp retails for $289.99 for their core product, which 95% of people go with. Of course, they have other things that you can buy on their website too. The Drotto Catch and Release sells for $314.99, and again, most people are going to pay $314.99, and they do have a few other things on their website that you can buy as well. So the Ramping Clamp does come in at $25 less than the Drotto latch. However, we're already talking almost three figures for both of them, so $25 really isn't that big of a difference, but it is cheaper, so we should know about that. So while the core functionality of both of these products is very similar, we do want to look a little bit deeper to determine which one should we go with, since price isn't really that massive of a difference. First, let's talk about construction material. Ramping Clamp uses durable, corrosion-resistant stainless steel in how they make their product. Drotto uses either a powder-coated or a zinc-coated steel, which is less expensive, but it is more prone to rust and wear. Second, the actual surface your boat is going to run into. The Ramping Clamp has a thick polyurethane protector that's more durable than plastic. Drotto uses a thin plastic protector over that steel, which over time can become a little bit more brittle. Next, shock absorbers. Ramping Clamp has two built-in shock absorbers to cushion impact and reduce wear on their product. Drotto doesn't have shock absorbers, so you are going to have a little bit more of the direct steel-on-steel impact. Next, the mounting bracket. Ramping Clamp only displaces the boat 0 to 1 inches and has a smooth rotating poly pivot washer. So when you come in at a little bit of a different angle based off of the height and how low in the water you have your trailer or how high you have it, it will actually flex to allow your boat to slide right on in. The Drotto displaces the boat 2.5 to 4 inches further back, and it does not have a pivot washer. So there is steel on steel contact that can wear the coating a lot quicker. And warranty. The Ramping Clamp provides a 2-year warranty, and the Drotto offers a 1-year warranty. So I'm not sure about all of you, but at this point, this is where I made my decision. I chose, after all of this research, to go with the Ramping Clamp by Boat to Trailer. I like that it was a bit less expensive and seems to use higher quality, more durable stainless steel compared to the Drotto. The built-in shock absorbers, the lower mounting displacement also seem better for protecting the boat during the loading and unloading process. But regardless of which option you go with, both the Drotto and Ramping Clamp, as we talked about, are solid products based off of my research, and either one will make solo launching and loading much easier. So that's the overview. Now let's head out to the garage and I'll walk you through the installation process and share my initial thoughts. Let's go. This is called a Ramping Clamp. Essentially what this does is it replaces where this wheel is on the front of the boat, so that way when I'm loading and unloading, it's a quick clip inside of it to secure it rather than the winch and the chain needed to get it out of the water. So it makes unloading and loading really easy. There's a long handle you're gonna see that goes on it to get this thing off. Today I'm gonna show you how to get this installed without taking your boat off the trailer, what's all involved. It actually seems to be pretty easy. I've never done it before, but I've looked through the instructions. I've got the parts here. Hopefully it goes smooth. Of course, I'll have this link down below if you're interested in picking it up. Let's go ahead and jump in. All right, first things first, I've got the trailer hooked up to my truck because I'm not gonna take the boat off. There's two ways to install this Ramping Clamp. You can either take your boat off the trailer like at, the lake, and then this is really easy to do because then you can just play with the end of it. That's the easiest way to do it. But if you're like me and I don't have quick access to the lake right now, I've got a ton of other rigging still to be done on the boat. What I'm gonna do is actually move this winch post up on the trailer. So that way I can get access to the roller here. I've still got the back of the boat strapped in. I've still got the chain on here. I think I'm gonna leave the chain on, but I gotta loosen up the winch. I gotta loosen up these bolts. I'm gonna slide it back. I don't know how much weight is on the nose of this thing, so we're gonna find out together. This could go either really easy, pretty difficult, or nearly impossible. We're gonna find out. So first things first, I got a 3/4 inch wrench that I'm gonna be able to use to loosen these guys up because I don't have the weight on this. Maybe loosen these guys up a little bit just so it's not pulling super tight to it. It's the only thing I can think of. She's moving back. Use my shoulder to lift it up. There we go. So we're gonna have to unchain it and unstrap it. I'm actually really glad I'm doing this because if you see here, this front wheel is actually eaten all the way through to the center bolt. Like, it's eaten through. I'm actually super happy that I'm doing this because that rubber wheel in the middle doesn't spin anymore. It's just been eaten away. And what causes that to happen with the rubber wheel here is if you see on the front of the boat, that metal piece on the front has been getting eaten away from all of the friction. And the sharp point right here is actually digging in to the front of the wheel. Every time you come up, it's cutting away at this. So the first thing we need to do is get this wheel off of here. So I got 1 3/4 socket and a 3/4 wrench, and we should be able to loosen this guy up. Yeah, that thing's been getting dinged up pretty good. Look at this thing, just eating straight through. This is what it's supposed to look like. You can see it's probably barely ever spun. Eaten through, just horrible. Now what we need to do is a little bit of assembly. So this is the top of it. So you can see here, this is where it'll clip in when you slide your boat onto the trailer. And what we need to do is we need to take this roller ball that it comes with, bolt this on right here, so that way that can help guide it on in case you hit it a little high. We want the bolt to go through the top. This guy on here, and then we can put the nut on. And that's 9/16. So we'll go ahead and tighten that down. Okay, we're gonna measure how much space we have in here because that's what we'll need for spacing with washers. 3.5 inches. This is a Profile 2000 winch post. And this guy itself is just under 3. It's 2 15/16. So we'll call it 3. So we need 1/2 inch of equal spacing on either sides. It'd be snug with these, but I could probably make it work. 3.5. We're gonna use these guys as spacers on either side. And the holes here, it says that you're gonna use based off of what jack you have. Mine, it actually says in the instructions for a Profile 2000 to use this front hole, and so that's the hole we're gonna use. So we wanna get this in here, and then we want to use that front hole. There we go. And now we wanna throw this spacer. Hey, it fits just perfect. There we go. And now we'll throw a spacer over here, or a washer, I mean. Then we'll put the nut on, but we're not gonna tighten it all the way down yet. Okay, and so we just put the bolt on with the nut, washer on this side. We've got the spacer in there, the bracket, the spacer, the washer, and the bolt head. And so you can see this wheel hits right here to help glide it on in case you don't hit it perfectly at the right level as needed. And you can see what's gonna happen. It's gonna need to be adjusted, obviously. But inside of here, where there's the latch there, you can see that's down the center. It's gonna auto latch there. And then there'll be an arm here that will be able to come out to do the release. Before we get it too tight, we're gonna adjust it so that it's at the right angle. So I think that's good. And they say this should have 18 to 20 pounds of pressure to move back and forth. And so we're gonna tighten her down more because right now I can do it with about 1 pound of pressure. I'd say that's about right. And so we want it about that angle and it should straighten itself out. So you can always tighten it down more later. So now that's a big part of it that's basically done. So now normally you would load your boat on, but since the boat's already on here, what we're gonna do is slide this back. I'm actually gonna winch the boat to it. I just slid this close up to it. What I wanna do is try to pull the winch stand into it,
because I don't want the boat to move up. I've still got the back straps on the trailer tying it down. If I were to tighten this down now, I'd winch the boat in if I loosen the back straps, and essentially I've moved the boat on the trailer, which I do not want to do, because I don't want the tip of the boat past this break point, which right now it's probably 3 inches behind it, which is where I want, so that way I can actually use the breakaway tongue. We need this to sneak back up in there, and then we'll tighten it down once we get it to latch. And it should lift up the boat a little bit while we're doing it as it's guiding in. Now if I loosen it up, it's actually latched in. Put that back on there. Boom. And you can see it actually leveled it out, which is fine, because this is where I want the boat. The boat's locked down nicely. And now we'll tighten the winch components back down here. So now what we got to do is get the handle put inside of here. Okay, so this has got to go in one of these grooves, and we have to put it in the middle one, because otherwise, if I'm in the top, I'm gonna hit the boat when I'm trying to release it. So we've got to go in the middle one, which I don't care for because it's really close to this, but there's actually enough space that I'm not too worried about it. So we'll go ahead and tighten this guy on there. And this is the extension handle version with the long handle. And what they say is you want to make sure that you've got at least 13 inches between here and the boat is what we're looking for. And of course, I want it to be probably in the tallest one that I can get it, so that way it's easier for me to grab onto. I'd ideally like this one more spot up, but we're not gonna be able to do that because it only gave me about 11.5 inches. So we're right here. When it's just hanging there, reach down, boom. And you can see with it all the way up in the release position, we've only got 4 inches in between. So this is kind of where it's got to be. It does not say this or talk about it in the instructions, but if you look from this side, you know, the lever side here, if you look inside of this hole here, there is that locking pin that's attached to the spring. That's what this lever releases. You need to make sure that it's falling inside of the groove, because that groove that you see there on the screen is the locking section. If this isn't tight enough, it's gonna be up on top like that, and it's gonna be able to free release. You need that to lock down in there. Otherwise your handle's not doing its job, and it could slide off of your trailer when you go to back it in. So make sure that that locks in. The instructions don't tell you that. It seems pretty self-explanatory to me. That's why I was able to check it as I was looking at it. Put something as a tip for you if it's helpful. Of course, you leave it like this when you're towing it down the road. When you get to the lake, you take your chain off, you loosen up and take your winch off when you're on the side of the lake, and you don't touch this at all. This isn't gonna slide off because it's latched. You undo your back straps, you back it in the water, you float the boat, and then from up here, all you gotta do is reach down and grab this guy, boom, it'll release, back away. It automatically resets. All you gotta do is back your trailer into the water, take your boat, drive on up, and you'll hear it click, and it'll auto latch, and you're ready to pull away. You don't need to do the winch in the chain or anything like that until you get it pulled right out of the water. That's how great this thing is. That's why I wanted it. So I'll show you a quick little walk around here. You can see how snug that is there. I still am gonna round out the front of that bracket there, so that way we don't have any rubbing against here. They do recommend rounding that out. We've got the wheel here. The wheel is actually pushing up against here, which is okay. That's part of why the wheel is there. If you have it in a sharper angled position, it helps by rolling up against here. If you've got it in a lower position to meet the needs of the way my boat sits and fits on the trailer, it helps protect the Profile 2000 cap here. Otherwise, this would just bend further down in and potentially crush this, and then your handle won't have space to work. My handle's got just a little bit of clearance down in the bottom, longer out, and you can see all we do is boom. That's the top of the threshold. We've got 4 inches in between there. Really easy to reach down from the top of the boat and grab that handle rather than having to go all the way down in to release the winch. And if you want to see more of these videos on boat tips and how I'm rigging up my setup this year, check out this playlist on the screen. Until next time, take it easy.